Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I had one out. Been dealing with natural disasters over here without power for some time, but we're back and I want to talk about Aptos today. Sui's been getting all the love for the past 2 weeks and has been doing pretty good price-wise, but people fail to talk about Aptos. And I've been looking at some on-chain metrics with Aptos, and it's considered kind of like Sui's sister chain, both developed by former Meta folks, Facebook folks, and I think it's something to see here. So let's talk about Aptos. Let me know what you think about the project at the end of the video. If you like it, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified when I come out with new content. So let's talk about Aptos and see what's going on with this project. Is this a slept on project, or is this nothing to really focus about? Just keep it moving and focus on the other ones. So this is a promising L1. That's, what it's hyped up to be. So I wanted to take a look and see what we got. So looking at CoinMarketCap, we see the global crypto market cap's at 2.3 trillion currently. So increase 24 hours about 1.5%. Bitcoin dominance is increasing. Bitcoin dominance is at 57.6 and ETH dominance is decreasing. Remember covering this, ETH dominance not too long ago was about 17%. It's down to 13.6% right now, which is interesting. Spot ETF came out, it done wonders for Bitcoin's price and just the volume and everything like that. Not so much for ETH. And I wonder why. Could it be because there's so much competition out there with the L1s? That has a lot to do with it. And right now, just Bitcoin dominance. We know that before the alts can take off, historically, Bitcoin goes first. And I don't think Bitcoin's hit its all-time high yet. So we'll see what happens with the ETH price. But right now, that is concerning if you're an ETH holder. But keeping it positive, you see for the past 7 days, ETH is up 10.4% and BTC is up 11.5%. Solana's up 10.7%. Looking at Doge is also rising, up 18.4%. And I saw something on Sentiment, just the new wallets and whale wallets on Dogecoin has been very active for the past 2 weeks. So maybe they know something we don't. Could it be because right now Elon's kind of active, and Tesla just moved some Bitcoin and moved them around in different wallets. I don't think they're selling, but for some reason they moved them around, maybe for security purposes, who knows. But going down the list here, today's video, we're going to focus on, we see Sui there for the past 7 days, up 12.7%, current price $2.11. But look at Aptos. Aptos is $10. And for the past 7 days, up 17.8%. Again, they both share the move language. Again, both these founders for both of these different projects are from Meta, back when it was called Facebook, when they had ambitions to start their own blockchain. So they separated and both had different projects, different visions for what they wanted to see on blockchain and crypto. So this is interesting. So if you look at the circulating supply right now for Aptos, is about 515 million. And you look at Sui, circulating supply is much more than that, right? You're talking about 2.7 billion. And that's probably why you see the price difference. One's $10, the other one's $2. But Aptos is looking pretty good, right? So right now it's currently in the top 25. And if we look at the market caps at 5.2 billion and Sui's market cap's at 5.8 billion. So, right in between Litecoin, Unis, right there. So does this have more room to run? I think so. 5 billion market cap's nothing to sneeze at, but we've seen the likes of, Shiba go up to 15 billion, higher than that during the peak bull. So are there gains to be made with Aptos? Let's see what they got going on. So we look at the just on-chain metrics according to Artemis here. We see that the daily active addresses is at, let's see here, 533,000. That's not too bad. That's in the top 4 currently. So only surpassed by Solana, Near, Sui, and then Aptos. Then if we look at daily transactions, we see that currently they're at 2.9 million. That's good. When you see the likes of others like, ADA's barely at 40,000, Avalanche C chain 190, that's just one chain. But then you look at here, Injectives at 3.8, so it's up there. So Near's at 6.3, Sui 5.7, and they're right there at 2.9. So that's good. I like that. So that's positive, right? People are using the chain, and just it looks like traffic is just increasing. So if we go back, let me take a look and see what the volume was. 24-hour volume is about 285 million. So that's not too bad. 285 million is not too bad. You'd like to see a little bit higher, but it is active, and you just saw the active addresses are up there. So they're doing good things. So let's take a look at DeFi Llama and look at DeFi and see where they're at there. And currently, as far as DeFi Llama goes, they are at number 13 with 713 million total value locked on the chain. So they're not bad. They're almost at $1 billion there. And we look and see they're on top of Ton, more TVL than them, more TVL than Near, more TVL than Cardano, more TVL than Say, and the list goes on. More TVL than Phantom. So this is a fairly new chain, and they're doing pretty good as far as DeFi goes. So let me take a look and see what is driving that DeFi number. So we have Aries Market. It's about 259 million to a total value lock, and that's what's driving their DeFi number. So Aries Markets looks like a lending platform. So not too bad. Staking, they're in the top 5 of staking. And it's surprising to see how far ADA has gone down as far as staking rewards and just that activity as far as staking goes. ETH's number 1, Sol's number 2, Sui number 3, and Aptos number 4. And I've been following this chart for about a year now, and I can tell you that Aptos was like in the top 10. Now all of a sudden they're in the 4th. So people are staking this project. They have a strong community. People are trying to secure the network by staking, and then not letting go of this Aptos. So pay attention to things like this. So reward rate according to this is about 7%. So it's not too bad for something. If you don't plan on moving it till peak bull, so almost about a year, you could probably make some good returns on that. Memes, they're into memes. I've always said on this channel, I think the driving force for the next bull cycle, obviously after Bitcoin makes its run, is definitely going to be memes. I think that's going to be a big play. AI is going to be a big play, and possibly RWA. But they have a lot of memes here. These, I think, Mondeg is something that I've heard of before. Nothing are really popular and popping like the ones on Solana. Obviously, Pepe on Ethereum. It's not that popular yet, but you never know. But they're in the meme game. They have NFTs as well. They're in the gaming. I mentioned RWA. They're involved in that. So they're involved in everything that you want to see in a growing project. As far as fees go, this is from Cointelegraph. So a fee is currently as low as 0.001 or 0.0009. So the fees aren't high, let's say like the likes of Ethereum, right? So you could transact on the blockchain and don't go broke by doing it. So they currently have, let's see, an initial total supply of 1 billion with 130 tokens in circulation. So there's going to be inflation, because if you have 1 billion tokens and only 130 at the time was launched, you're just going to have inflation and inflation. And I had the similar situation with Sui, which is what I had reservations for with that project. But the breakdown at launch is about 51% went to the community, 19% to the team, private investors, 16.5% to foundation, and 13.4% to the investors. Total supply is set to increase to 1.5 billion by 2031. So let's go again. The initial total supply of Aptos was 1 billion, right? And then they started with 130 tokens in circulation. According to this, they are going to be at 1.5 billion by 2031. That's a lot of coins, a lot of inflation. So the founders, Mo Sheikh, I can't pronounce that last name, and Avery Ching previously worked on Meta's Facebook DM team, which was their ambitions to have a blockchain. So looking at social media and as far as community goes, we already saw staking. There were top 4. And then we look at total followers on Aptos, not on Aptos, but on Twitter/X, 590,000. So it's growing. You have others like Sol and everything like that are over 1 million, but for a relatively new chain, they're doing pretty well as far as the founders go and as far as followers go, rather. So not too bad. This is bullish. Grayscale is considering them as far as crypto assets to be involved in their investment project. So they always have, Grayscale always has funds, and they look into certain projects. Started with Bitcoin, then you had Ethereum, Sol, and they do very well once Grayscale, decides to take them on. The problem with Grayscale is after they get approved for a spot ETF, they start unloading. But once they add them to their trust, they do pretty well for projects after they're uploaded into the trust. So you have some projects that I talk about on the channel. Avalanche, they're looking at. ADA, they're looking at. But they're looking at ICP, which is something that I'm very interested in. But Aptos is up there as well. So they're considering Aptos, as well as Toncoin. But Aptos, again, they're up there with the top names. So what happens if Grayscale includes them in their new trust? I think that's bullish. And what if it happens as far as the timing, the trust inclusion happens peak bull for the altcoins, sky's the limit. So let's take a look at something else. They have a cold wallet, something like a physical cold wallet. So it's like a wallet, kind of like a credit card, where it can store your seed phrase, and you can transact with blockchain and whatever Aptos or crypto that you have, just having it on you. So you don't have to worry about having a ledger, Trezor, saving your code somewhere and making sure that it's safe. You can have this on you at all times. And I think that can add to some adoption, because a lot of people are fearful as far as the security purposes, learning how to seed phrase, going here, transferring it there. But if you have it with you at all time and you're kind of using it like a debit card, that can help with some adoption. So this goes on to say collaboration between, this is Arculus, so Arculus and Aptos brings highly secure hardware wallets to Aptos and Petro wallet ecosystem. Launch exclusively at the Aptos experience. The card merges top-tier security, Web3 functionality, and incredible design for everyday user. And this is kind of what it looks like here. I don't know if this is the finished product, but that's what it looks like. It looks like a normal card, kind of matted. Can't tell the difference if you're not in crypto. So I like that. Some other announcements. They announced that they're joining Chainlink as far as getting real world data, getting it quickly and getting accurate. There's also something here about adding layer of trust with Elliptics, helping with transaction screening, Web3 transparency, and enhanced security. Also, TrueFriend Protocol, which is basically with their staking and DeFi. Then there's also something here with HashKey Cloud, helping with security interoperability. And also there's another project here where this is basically with monetized intellectual property. And we talked about RWA. That's going to be a heated sector, peak bull, and they're already on top of it. They're making the right partnerships. So this is what you want to see. You want to see growing activity, growing community, and they're getting into all the sectors that are going to make a run come peak bull. So I like everything about the project except for tokenomics. That's the only problem that I have. So we see a next unlock scheduled for 25 days, November 11th to be exact. And at that time, there's going to be an outflow of 11.3 million. So when these unlocks happen, will they sell? We don't know. I mean, if they're smart enough, maybe they'll hold because they see the project and they see where it's going. Possibly they'll hold knowing that they could double, triple, 5 times what they can sell it for now. Or maybe they'll sell, because you got to imagine when this thing came out, it was not at this amount. And they probably made buco bucks. They got big shares, bought in cheap, and it's probably time to sell. So that's my fear with this project, is that yes, it's doing good things. And yes, when Bitcoin rises, all these other ones will rise too. But because of all this suppression, all these tokens being thrown onto the market, will that kind of put a ceiling on how high this thing can go? So nonetheless, I still think Aptos doing the right things. And right now with Sui blowing up, and there's been some FUD about Sui, insider selling, and Sui came out and said, no, that's not the case, not insiders, but another group of investors were selling. Then I hear stories about them contacting influencers, asking them if they want to buy OTC behind the scenes. And, it's just kind of weird how Sui just blew up all of a sudden. And then everybody was talking about it. I'm guilty of it. I even made a video about Sui just because of the price action. But I don't know, it just raises an eyebrow with Sui, how quickly it's come up and how it became just the darling of altcoins all of a sudden. And you don't hear much about Aptos. So that's why I wanted to make a video, because they're kind of similar, very similar. And, is this something that maybe we should probably take a look at? Maybe you store your bags and, in the next 9 months, 10 months from now, it can do pretty well. At $10 right now, 5.2 market cap. Could this be a $10 billion market cap project? Possibly, with everything I just talked about. I think this is one of the alts that you should probably keep an eye on. So that's what I feel about Aptos right now. It's one that I'm keeping an eye on. With the price drop, I may cop a little bit. We'll see and just monitor. And that's it. But right now I'm feeling pretty good about the space. October may be back. Bitcoin hit 66, 67, hit 68 today. Possibly gonna hit 69 by week's end. Can it hit 70? I actually tweeted about that. I think we will see a 70K Bitcoin this week. And stretchly, right before the election, we could probably be at all-time high or surpassing all-time high. And once that happens, the total space will be crazy. So that's the video for today. Sorry it's been a while since I posted, but I'll be back in full force. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please hit that like button. And until next time, bye.